Okay, Geno's air cooled. Intermediate housing or gear housing, as they're called from different people. All part. 9 turns on the newer models to 10, all depends what you need. And on the older ones, 13 to 14. That's the way I go. All depends on what it is. Sometimes it might have to have less on this or more. All depends. This has been washed, cleaned up, rebushed. So what I'm going to do is grease these up a little bit. And it looks like they're going to need reeved a little. So I'm going to have to open them up a little bit. And I'll be back because this is quite, I got to get some other stuff. I'll be back for more. Okay, here at Geno's Air Cooled. Intermediate housing. 9 to 10 on this. On the old ones, 13 to 14. Maybe less or more. You'll have to figure that out when you jig it. But anyhow, the way I do this here is I start with the reverse one here. Put a little ball in here. Since this is a rebushed housing, and nobody has done anything, put the balls or nothing in. That's one ball in there. That spring was already in because they never took out the bushes. We have to put 2 of these little plugs in after we're done. Also, there's 2 locks like this. And then what happens is I put a shot of grease in here, oil rather, or whatever you want to call it. And you have to start those down in the hole. I've done so many of them that it just seems to mainly go pretty good. Now maybe this one won't, but most of the time it does. Anyhow, and you have to get that in there the whole way. Press it down in, and then you're ready to put the spring in the next one and the ball in. And I put some oil in there, make it a little easier. And this one here, I use a thing to press down on the spring, like so, rod here. And you shove it in, put it in neutral, and you're ready to start the next one, which is up here. This way I keep in tabs with my locks, so I know I have my locks in. Okay. All 2 locks are in. There's only 2 locks that go in. Anybody tells you different, tell them they're full of shit, or baloney, I mean to say. Sometimes I'm a little right to the point. People have irritated me in the last 70 years, I guess. So, this is the other one. This is the 3rd gear and 4th gear. Press down on the ball, and you put it in. And they're in. No rocket science to putting the shafts in. Now, I think I have it here, the reverse coupler, and this one has a pin. Some of them have a paddle wheel. I like the pins, don't bother me at all, but some people don't. So you slide this on like that. I turn it up, and put it back down. And then I got to find my 2 my reverse nut here, because I have so many other bolts here that I gotta make sure I get the right one, and there it is. So it don't have a washer on. This little thing is star gated here, and that's what holds it. So you screw that in. Pretty much, and you'll have to jig this when you get it set up. So that's pretty much ready to go now. I don't tighten this bolt here till I get into the jig, and I always put a wave washer behind that just to lock it down. Some of the new ones don't have them on, but that's the way we go with it. Anyhow, steel fork. Most of these forks are wore. This has hit some, but not bad. It's in pretty good shape. It's not wore clear down either side, just normal wear. Probably set up from the factory. Usually some people don't get them set up right. Even the reverse gear is in nice shape. So this whole tranny was good. This is going to Chris, I think, down in Baltimore. So he's going to have a nice tranny here. This is one with the offset rib and everything on it. So it's going to make him a good one. So for right now, I got to go get a main shaft bearing, and then we'll insert the gear housings here. They're all done. They're ready to go. And we'll be back for more a little later. But that's how you do this. There's no rocket science to it. Everybody wants to scare some of the people out there. Or they're afraid that they're going to take all their work. This work is enough work here for everybody. There's no big deal. And if you do it and screw it up, you'll be coming to see me. Or one of the guys anyhow. So, and some people just don't want to get involved with it. But I just wanted to show some people that basically what goes on with some of these gearboxes. Look at that ring gear. It's like brand new. I mean, it's in beautiful shape. This box here was probably a 78 or 79. It's just fantastic. All new synchronizers. I modified the gears. If you see what's going on with them, if you can tell, fine. I'm not going to tell you. That's my secret. And the synchronizer, and I'll probably put a new reverse gear in, and I'll keep this here and have my buddy redress it and sell it for a used one. Nothing the matter with it, but some people like new ones, and since Chris is getting a rebuilt tranny, he's going to get a new reverse gear. He was a good customer. He bought stuff off of me before. So we'll be back. Got to have a little cup of coffee. Empty. Yes, I use some empty parts. Some of it's good, some of it isn't. You got to weed that out for yourself. We'll be back for more later here at Geno's air-cooled competition. Hey guys, I showed you before how to put the gear housing in, but there was a little thing I wanted to show you. Inside here, there's two little notches, and on the big nut spanner. And what I do is tap it in. So it can't back off, and that takes care of that. Anyhow, and I've shown you before how we set up the selector gears. I'll be back for another thing here then. Okay guys, now I'm going to put the ring and pinion in here, and I always put a little bit of oil on the pinion. Anyhow, I'm going to get my little crank. I like to crank it over. Put a little bit of oil on the gears in there. And then we will put some oil on the bearing here. And this is how I do it. And put a little oil on here. Then I take the side cover and try to put some glue around the gasket here a little bit. And that helps seal it in. If I can get enough out of here. Tomorrow I got a bunch coming. Got 8 tubes coming. This is what I use. Loctite blue silicone. And I like it. Does a good job. Now on these newer trims like this IRS, they have no, what do you call it, stud sticking out. They have just the other stuff. Take a rubber mallet, tap the deck. My little crank flew off, and then I take my side bolts and put them in. Put the crank back on the input shaft where it belongs, and then I get the little tab thing for the conduit and put on. And then I use my little zapper here. And yeah, I have a torque pattern here that I go down on. Once it's on, and then that's done. There probably is a torque spec. The guy from the factory never told me that when he taught me this. But anyhow, you just use your own judgment. I do on it. You don't have to drive the hell out of it like some people do. Spacer ring goes in like that. Dry flange goes on, and your snap ring. I got to get my dry flanges. I'll be back. Okay, back at Geno's Air Cooled. Dry flanges. Take it down. Sometimes they're a little tough to get on. Mallet. You don't use the steel one. You use the fiber or plastic. I got that one out at Summit when I was out there. It's a nice one. And take your little snap ring and the dry flange is on. And then you just rotate it over from the other side. Put your little shop washer in there. And yes, I put some oil around the, this in here I don't want because it don't have a rust cover on, but this one does. So yeah, I have tons of these dry flanges. I shouldn't say tons, but I have quite a few of them. And this side always goes on easy for some reason. I haven't figured that out yet. I guess the other side has the torque on it. And then you put your snap ring on this side. Make sure it's down in there, which it clicked. You take your two dust covers, press them in, and then I use blue silicone, wipe it around where the crease goes in there on both sides. This stuff here is Loctite RTV blue silicone 3746-1, and I have 8 tubes coming. This is what I use. Some people just use plain silicone, which is fine. I've heard some comments about another company using just silicone on their trannies. It works fine. Don't worry about it. This is what you call milking the tube. But I'm out of it, and I want to finish this tranny here tonight. So that's done. Now, I have to put the nose cone on yet, and then it'll be done. But you've got a little introduction there with some of that stuff that I normally don't show. Back for more later. Okay, Chris, there's your tranny. I think you're the guy in Maryland. Sachs bearing. She's completely done, rebuilt, and she's ready to go. So, anyhow, it's all ready. You can come get her anytime or give me a call. Geno's air cooled and competition. We try to please. One day, done. I know a lot of people would probably do it in the morning, but I'm 70 years old. It takes me a little longer, and I'm very fussy. So back for more. We'll give you some from time to time here.